Hello everyone, welcome to the Tim Booker channel. I wish you all a pleasant listening experience. Today, I'm going to discuss a book with you, titled, First, Break All the Rules, with the subtitle, What the World's Greatest Managers Do Differently. This is a book for managers at all levels, teaching you how to improve your management style, cultivate dedicated employees, and build efficient teams. This book will help you discover that in traditional corporate management, there are many absurdities. To create a great work environment and become an outstanding manager, we need to break many conventional ways of thinking. Additionally, this book is also beneficial for regular employees to contemplate their career development. First, Break All the Rules. After its publication in the United States in 1999, it received widespread acclaim, securing a long-standing position on the bestsellers list of authoritative books on business management and becoming a textbook in American business schools. This book is a culmination of decades of research and surveys conducted by the Gallup organization, a global top-tier consulting firm known for using scientific methods to measure and analyze people's thoughts, providing marketing and management consulting services to Fortune 500 companies like Disney, Procter & Gamble, Microsoft, and many others. They are recognized as an industry authority. In the 25 years leading up to the publication of this book, the Gallup organization conducted surveys and interviews with over 1 million employees and more than 80,000 managers worldwide, listening to employees' voices and analyzing the commonalities among excellent managers. The two authors of this book, Marcus Buckingham and Gallup organization, both have backgrounds at Gallup. Buckingham focused on researching the core characteristics of outstanding managers, while the organization conducted workplace assessments globally. They compiled and analyzed the survey results to present this book, Unveiling the Unconventional Thinking of Top Managers. The core belief of this book is not to waste effort trying to compensate for weaknesses but to leverage existing strengths. Based on this belief, the book addresses two questions that business managers often encounter. 1. How to assess and improve the work environment. 2. How to identify and develop exceptional employees. Let's start by discussing the work environment. A favorable work environment is crucial for retaining talented employees and motivating them to work. However, many managers are unaware of whether their employees are satisfied with the work environment and, if not, what the specific issues are. In such cases, a measuring tool is needed to assess a company's work environment. Gallup, through extensive data analysis, identified the 12 most important factors in the work environment and designed 12 questions. Managers can use this questionnaire to ask employees about issues within the management process. These 12 questions are collectively referred to as the Q12 system, which can be divided into 4 dimensions. The first dimension is basic needs, comprising 2 questions. 1. Do you know what is expected of you at work? 2. Do you have the materials and equipment you need to do your work right? In this dimension, managers must help employees understand their directions and provide all the necessary resources for smooth work. This requires managers to pay attention to each employee and relieve them of unnecessary stress. Consider a scenario where an employee is constantly frustrated because the office air conditioning doesn't work properly. Such issues can significantly disrupt daily work. The second dimension is managerial support, consisting of 4 questions. 1. At work, do you have the opportunity to do what you do best every day? 2. In the last 7 days, have you received recognition or praise for doing good work? 3. Does your supervisor, or someone at work, seem to care about you as a person? 4. Is there someone at work who encourages your development? In this dimension, managers need to leverage employees' strengths, acknowledge their achievements, and provide personal support. Failing to do so can reduce employees' sense of belonging and their contributions to the company. Data shows that 70% of an employee's engagement is influenced by their immediate manager, making managerial support crucial. The third dimension is team collaboration, encompassing 4 questions. 1. Does your opinion count at work? 2. Does the mission/purpose of your company make you feel your job is important? 3. Are your associates, fellow employees, committed to doing quality work? 4. Do you have a best friend at work? In this dimension, managers should cultivate employees' sense of ownership, view work as a mission, reduce feelings of unfairness, and promote team harmony. Effective teamwork can nurture employees' emotional connection and loyalty to the company. The fourth dimension is employee development, comprising 2 questions. 1. In the last 6 months, has someone at work talked to you about your progress? 2. In the last year, have you had opportunities at work to learn and grow? In this dimension, managers should provide constructive feedback and opportunities for development. Employees who are satisfied in the previous dimensions often desire innovation. Managers in the fourth dimension need to provide ample room for growth, helping both employees and the company to thrive. These 12 questions form the Q12 system, and the more positively employees answer them, the better the work environment becomes, motivating them and increasing their engagement. To create a positive work environment using the Q12 system, managers need to communicate with their subordinates one-on-one or in group discussions, asking about their understanding and needs regarding the Q12 system's weaknesses. This is crucial for developing effective improvement plans. However, it's essential not to assume solutions. For example, if a company's employees rated poorly on the question of receiving recognition for outstanding work, the manager might assume that posting rankings and offering monetary rewards is the solution. But after 6 months, if the scores are even lower, it might be because most employees aren't interested in public recognition and monetary incentives. Some may prefer one-on-one recognition from their manager or a public email acknowledging their achievements, which they can share with family and friends. Companies can use the Q12 system to identify problems and tailor improvement plans based on employees' diverse needs. The order of addressing the Q12 dimensions is not arbitrary. It's compared to climbing a mountain, where you must follow specific steps. Managers should first focus on the first dimension, basic needs, and the second dimension, managerial support, before moving on to others. Attempting to address later dimensions prematurely is like arriving suddenly at a high plateau, which can lead to altitude sickness and discomfort. The only solution is to descend and start from the basics. Effective managers know how to balance various breakthroughs, identifying, nurturing, and developing employees. Outstanding managers understand that changing an individual's inherent nature is challenging. Instead of trying to correct weaknesses, they focus on leveraging employees' strengths. In this book, we will continually challenge your conventional thinking. We often hear that success comes from compensating for weaknesses, but top managers disagree. In summary, top managers excel in 4 areas. 1. Selecting the right people. 2. Setting expectations. 3. Motivating them. 4. Developing them. Companies don't need to force all managers to follow a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, managers should concentrate on these 4 core activities, as it's the most effective way to manage employees. So, how do top managers excel in these 4 areas? Let's discuss each of them one by one. First, when selecting people, managers focus on talent rather than just experience, intelligence, or determination. What is talent? It's a person's consistent way of thinking, feeling, and behaving that naturally occurs. For instance, some individuals are naturally good at building relationships or influencing others, while others excel in strategic thinking or execution. These are examples of talents. In today's hiring process, we often emphasize education, years of work experience, and past accomplishments. However, even after providing uniform training, why do we still see a significant variance in employee performance? This happens because during recruitment, managers often fail to assess talents. Talents can be categorized into 4 types: relationship building, influencing, strategic thinking, and executing. People have unique combinations of these talents, forming their distinctive characteristics. Additionally, the book suggests that talents are challenging to change. From a neuroscience perspective, the brain starts interacting with the external world and forming synaptic connections from birth. Synapses are crucial for transmitting information between neurons. Starting at age 3, the brain begins to consolidate these synaptic connections into networks. Strong connections are reinforced, while weaker ones fade away. If we think of the selection process as a highway, it's like traveling the same road over and over, making it wider and more traveled. The broad neural highway becomes a talent. This isn't to say that talents can't be changed at all. Intensive training might create a small path. However, compared to the original well-traveled highway, it will always feel insufficient. As a company, we need to consider the cost-benefit ratio. Instead of investing significant effort in trying to change an individual's talents, why not seek talent that fits the role in the first place? Next, the second major point that managers need to focus on is when setting expectations. The emphasis should be on defining the right outcomes rather than the right steps. Managers often face a dilemma when it comes to management. On one hand, considering the varying talents of employees and the limited potential for change, they are dealing with diverse human nature. On the other hand, they are responsible for the company's performance and need to push employees in a specific direction to achieve desired results and efficiency. In this situation, the book provides a solution: define the correct outcomes and then let each employee solve problems in their own best way. For instance, if a school principal wants to enhance the school's influence, they should focus on the students' graduation rate instead of checking whether every teacher is punctual or maintaining classroom discipline. Similarly, a restaurant manager looking to increase revenue only needs to monitor customer reviews and repeat business counts instead of constantly assessing the taste of dishes or the attire of service staff. The advantage of this approach is that it places moderate pressure on employees to fulfill their responsibilities when they have a clear goal. Once employees have this mindset, they will naturally choose the path of least resistance to achieve their goals. For example, a salesperson with strong interpersonal skills, good persuasion abilities, or high professional competence will excel in their own way without being told what to do. Now that we understand the importance of talents and how to define the right outcomes, let's explore the third major point. When motivating employees, managers should leverage each person's strengths and avoid their weaknesses. To unleash employees' potential, managers should spend more time with their star employees. This approach challenges conventional thinking. Many managers prefer to spend most of their time on underperforming employees because they believe it's their duty to guide or control them. However, outstanding managers see their role as catalysts, transforming employees' talents into performance. Therefore, they are willing to invest the most time with their star employees, seeking effective ways to unlock their potential. There are 3 reasons for this approach. 1. Fairness. Every employee desires recognition and hopes that the manager will spend time discussing their future development. When managers allocate most of their time to underperformers, it sends a signal that the better an employee performs, the less attention they receive. This is an unfair practice. 2. Effective learning. Investing time in underperformers helps managers understand many things, such as why some systems are challenging to operate or why customers aren't satisfied. However, over time, this approach accumulates a basket of failure cases. But it doesn't help identify the reasons behind outstanding performance. While there are countless reasons for failure, there are only a few ways to achieve excellence. If time is spent on failure cases, you'll never discover why an excellent housekeeper lies down on a guest's bed, opens the ceiling fan, and checks for dust, or why a remarkable restaurant server provides personalized recommendations to customers. Excellent nurses form emotional bonds with patients. Many companies, such as Disney, Southwest Airlines, General Electric, and Ritz-Carlton, study their star employees. They invest significant time in interviewing, shadowing, recording, and promoting their star employees so that others can learn from them. 3. Avoiding mediocrity. Managers shouldn't become fixated on average performance. This is a lazy management approach. Managers may evaluate and reward employees based on their performance relative to the average line and then try to raise underperformers to that line. Some companies may set a standard of exceeding the average by 50%. However, this approach can be entirely wrong. Average and excellence are unrelated. In terms of data entry, for instance, if the average number of entries made by Americans is 380,000 per month, what should be the target for an outstanding data entry clerk? Should they exceed the average by 20%, 50%, or 100%? In reality, the top employees achieve 10 times the average. This suggests that using the average as a benchmark underestimates the potential of employees. By focusing on star employees, you understand what excellence truly means. Therefore, by concentrating on star employees and having unique expectations for each individual, you allow them to freely leverage their personal strengths, and you can identify the reasons behind their outstanding performance. However, this doesn't mean ignoring employees' weaknesses entirely. The most direct reasons for an employee's underperformance can be attributed to 2 main factors. Firstly, the company failing to provide the necessary tools and information, which was also highlighted in Q12. Secondly, personal reasons on the part of the employee, such as family issues, and so on. Once these factors are understood, it's possible to ask 2 questions. 1. Can the issue be resolved through training? 2. Do you genuinely understand the employee's needs? For an underperforming employee, addressing these factors through either training or meeting their needs can often unleash their potential once again. However, if these solutions prove ineffective, you might be dealing with the most challenging problem, a mismatch between the employee's capabilities and their position. For example, someone in sales who cannot empathize with clients or a supervisor lacking strategic thinking. In such cases, there are 3 ways to help the individual succeed. 1. Create a support system, such as helping a poorly dressed salesperson purchase suits or providing a separate phone number and device for a salesperson who dislikes using their personal phone for business calls. 2. Find a complementary partner. Successful business leaders aren't universally exceptional in every aspect, they often use one person's strengths to compensate for another's weaknesses. This type of complementarity is common in companies like Microsoft, Apple, and Disney. 3. Seek a replacement position. If you've exhausted all other options, it may be necessary to consider a lateral move or even termination. After all, the extent to which people can change is limited, and investing resources excessively in mitigating an employee's weaknesses might not be productive. Sometimes, both the employee and the position are better off if they part ways. To become an excellent manager, the final aspect to consider is when nurturing employees, you should help them find the most suitable position instead of merely pushing for upward mobility. Most employees hold a conventional belief that they must always climb the corporate ladder, continually seeking higher positions and titles. However, this perspective needs to be challenged. Have we genuinely considered what positions suit employees best? Pushing employees relentlessly upward can place them in a perilous situation, where they climb blindly into an ill-suited position, becoming trapped with no way forward or backward until eventually being let go. This phenomenon is known in management as the Peter Principle or the up or out theory. Here's a case study to illustrate the concept. Let's say I was the chief foreign correspondent for a European television station 2 years ago. He was covering negative stories about dictators in Zaire one week and broadcasting live from Chechnya the next. I had a knack for getting to the heart of the matter and revealing the underlying motives behind these crazy behaviors. As a result, A's performance was recognized, and he was promoted to a coveted position in Washington, D.C., widely considered the best job in the business. However, shortly after taking the job, A's success began to unravel. While A excelled at interpreting real-life drama from a political perspective, he struggled to dramatize politics effectively, which was precisely what Washington correspondents needed to do. Washington's monotonous, repetitive political topics required reporters to add flair and create compelling narratives. A could report on mortar attacks perfectly but couldn't make European audiences care about Washington politics. Soon, A resigned. The flawed concept of always aiming for higher positions stems from the misconception that performing well at a lower level inevitably means one will excel at a higher level with a bit of training. The skills required at higher positions can be entirely different from those at lower levels. For instance, a bank's customer service representative may need strong sales skills, while a bank president requires superior management and strategic planning abilities. Promoting someone with excellent sales skills to bank president may not be the right choice for the individual or the company. Even if we understand this principle, we often find that employees still crave promotions because the world tells them that higher positions come with higher salaries, more attractive titles, and coveted social status. To change this conventional thinking, companies can try a different approach by creating heroes in every position. As the saying goes, there are heroes in every profession. This approach involves expanding the salary range for each position and designing significant wage fluctuation plans so that lower-level positions can reach the salary range of higher-level positions, potentially even exceeding the upper limit. For instance, at Disney, an excellent restaurant server can earn 2 to 3 times the salary of a higher-level manager. If such a server aspires to climb the career ladder into a management role, they would initially experience a significant pay cut. However, if they demonstrate outstanding managerial skills, their compensation would increase once again. Therefore, employees don't necessarily need to reach management positions to enjoy substantial rewards at Disney. In some medical device manufacturing companies, the income of top-performing sales representatives far exceeds that of their managers because frontline sales representatives are the core of the company. This design effectively eliminates the blind and exhausting pursuit of upward mobility by employees. Instead, it encourages them to recognize their financial strengths and environment fully. Furthermore, different career development paths can be designed for employees. For example, for engineers who excel technically but aren't inclined toward management, positions like engineering experts can be established. These experts' compensation and manager-level ratings may even surpass those of managers, which efficiently utilizes each employee's strengths while satisfying their desire for upward mobility. Many companies have already implemented such management systems, such as splitting career paths into professional and managerial lines, with each path featuring corresponding positions and identical compensation. Employees can choose their paths based on their capabilities and preferences. Some companies also set a promotion suitability period, observing an employee's performance in the higher level position before making a promotion decision. Companies must determine the length of the suitability period and the final standards, accompanied by necessary guidance. This approach functions as a safety net for employees, reducing the likelihood of mistakes. To guide employees toward the right career development path, managers need to play a role in two key areas. 1. Ensure that the company's systems operate smoothly, allowing the team to perceive fairness. 2. Consistently engage in one-on-one follow-up feedback sessions with employees, reflecting on the past and looking ahead. It's essential to note that the purpose of these efforts is not to evaluate employees but to understand their capabilities fully. The main content of this book can be summarized in 2 points. 1. Using the Q12 system to create a favorable work environment. Caring about employees' needs. Providing encouragement and support to employees. Promoting teamwork. Offering opportunities for employee development. 2. To become an excellent manager. Focus on selecting talent when recruiting. Emphasize defining the correct outcomes when setting expectations. When motivating employees, leverage their strengths and avoid their weaknesses. When nurturing employees, help them find the most suitable positions instead of pursuing upward mobility. These strategies provided in the book can help managers transform their company's work environment, gain the support of their employees, and ultimately achieve sustained growth. It challenges conventional thinking. To sum it up, first, break all the norms. That's the interpretation for you up to this point. Congratulations, you've completed another book. Thank you for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker channel, like, and share this valuable knowledge with your friends. Let's combine wisdom and practice to achieve our financial goals and create a better future. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.